Hey guys, it's Chris from It's Not the Dog, It's You. I want to show you this video of a conversation, a larger conversation I had with one of my students, Sky. So we have conversations about nomenclature and techniques and methodologies, tools, and gimmicks in the dog world that try to make things more convenient for the owner, but really it's really a messed up relationship between the dog and the owner. The communication is off. So you can keep adding tools to treat symptoms, but when you get down to it, all the names like piloerection and barrier frustration and reactivity, all of those things are just labels, and all of the tools are just tools. If your relationship isn't correct, meaning you're not taking the dog's language into consideration first and you know how to read the dog and yourself, then you're going to be making a lot of mistakes. So that's what the industry is based on now, is just little quick band-aids to erase your mistakes, right? So Sky showed me a video from another trainer on reactivity and all the ways that the trainer tries to address reactivity. Reactivity isn't reactivity. It's just a shitty communication relationship between you and your dog. The dog's giving you orders because you're telling the dog you're the one that serves the dog. Check out the video, guys, and if you're interested in learning more like this and letting go of what you think you know and coming to understand your dog in a very, very different and much more productive way, give Patreon a try. Check out the video, guys, and remember, check your relationship first. Thanks for watching. When you have a dog who's resource aggressive, what's the problem?
The dog wants it, it thinks that it owns that thing, it wants it, and you're not allowed to tell it no.
You're not?
Not to the dog's not in the dog's opinion. I mean, you should, but to the dog, you
Oh, I
you
see.
never told it no before.
Well, so but get primitive here, okay? When there is value in resources and there's no leader, the person who gets the resource is going to defend it.
Right? Because it's
So it's
valuable,
the
of
animal,
course.
right? So what? Why is this resource guarding happening?
Because the dog has has no leader. The dog has no one to tell it no. I mean, because the dog has basic needs, basic wants.
Yeah, but if there's no human, there's no resource guarding.
Right. I guess the dog is thinking the human's gonna take it away.
Yeah,
And the
but
dog
why?
and the dog thinks it's able to say no. I mean, the dog thinks it has the ability to say no.
It doesn't think it; it knows it.
It knows it has the power.
So who's making the correction?
The dog is
Who's accepting the correction?
the human.
And now, what will they do to try to get the bone away from this dog?
Give it something else.
Yep.
That's even better.
So they're just rewarding the behavior over and over and over. And
Yeah.
that's why people finally get annihilated. If someone just walked into the room and said, "Oh, is that a bone?" The dog came off the couch, would bite the person. It's a hypothetical, but it's happened.
Yeah.
And what happens over time is that we're not seeing that that's the relationship. How you as a pet owner view that dog is fucked up because you've been told by the internet. The middle class, you understand, doesn't have to accept reality. They
Right.
do not. They have their own reality. They have their own brand. They have their idea of what they're doing, and that's where the volume is. That's where the money is. So what people have done is you've gotten a shitload of below sub novice trainers who are giving people shit that will do stuff for them, and they get a result, but they're like, "Oh, that's all I had to do." Your relationship is still fucked. So if you're giving the dog something to get the bone, you're not teaching the dog anything, but it gets more. So
Yeah, you're not solving a problem.
you're reinforcing aggression. Now
Right.
that dog's gonna take its tool and go, "Yeah, I wonder if this works with the couch.
Right.
I wonder if this works with the car."
It worked
And
before.
so now you're gonna go get more food because someone told you that that's how you. You trade up.
You fix it, right?
So all right. So Sky, I come into your house,
Mm.
unwelcome visitor, right?
Mhm.
Like I just walk in,
Right.
and you come home, and I'm sitting down watching TV.
Mm.
So if you walk in and you say, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million to leave," I'll go, "Yep," and I'll be back tomorrow for another mill.
Yeah. Yeah. You get something good out of it.
You don't get something good. You you get something good for doing something fatal.
Yeah.
And people don't see that because it's always the dog that suffers, right? So
Right.
when you look at that so you said I've never seen a video on reactivity, and I've made 1 million of them. My old funky music.
Yeah, I recognize it from the early Patreon videos.
Okay, guys, I get this question a lot.
That's
People
big,
want to know how to get their dog to
336-pound
tune
Chris.
into them.
That's big
when the
blub,
dog
Chris.
is reactive or just
Yeah.
very distracted or hyper distracted on a walk. When you walk the dog over and over again and the dog just will not tune into you, everybody wants me to address this. There's a lot of people out there that want me to address this. Bye, guys. Bye. Here we go. We're going to try a new way. Check it out. So many times people will tell you that you should pop on the leash and the dog looks back at you and you feed it. That's what you should do. Nope, that's not what you should do. You should distract the dog. You shouldn't do that. The dog should be obedience trained under distraction, and the best place to do that is your house. Never bring a positive reinforcer into a negative behavior. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't bring food into a behavior you don't want, because what the dog starts doing is going,
You hear that dog doing?
Yeah, it is.
She's teaching it a trick, and she thinks she's solving reactivity. She's enhancing it.
Right. Makes it even better.
So, walking a reactive or driven dog. If you can't control your dog, don't walk the dog.
If only people could
Don't
hear
do it.
that.
Don't take the dog on a walk. Why? Because you got the street. Here's the street. Over here you got a cat. Over here you got a dog. Over here you got people playing ball. Over here you got people want to say hi.
Once.
Over here you got some cool chipmunks. Over here you got,
You know why I wrote chipmunk?
just some cool smelling
Did you?
trash.
Yeah. You know why I wrote
So
that?
now you're
Why?
Because I can't spell squirrel.
walking
Oh.
with your dog, and your dog is going, I want to go over here. 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 The dog is learning every time you walk it to look. Switch to the other side. Look. Go ahead. Zip around. Look, smell, and listen for things to go to. Go to the value. So the dog, these are all more valuable than you. These are all more valuable than you. And the dog is not
Look at that
really
trash
trained
one. That's for you.
under distraction. It may
Thanks.
know, knowing isn't obeying.
But he knows it.
Remember that.
Good for him. He
Knowing
knows it.
isn't obeying. It takes more, right? Okay, so here, now watch. Where does this problem happen? This problem happens all the time at home. At home. Seems weird, right? Seems really strange. This is your home. This is your home. This is your home. Right there.
Beautiful art.
Right there. If this is your John Garcia's house, he's sitting on the toilet right up here.
See? Your John
Yeah.
Garcia's.
Yeah.
Now, what
Okay, I know the
happens
backstory now.
is, think about this. At home, that's home, right? Here's your value. The dog only sees value when it wants something from you. Affection. We've got play. We've got toy, treat, and you doing things like opening doors. That's what the dog will come to you for. So let's make this line the dog. Okay? Dog, dog. Oop, that's 0. Dog. Just so you see, right? This is from your dog's eye point of view. So now, when the dog needs something that only a human can provide, it will go towards you. Okay? But out here, you've got the couch. Dog doesn't need permission to go to the couch. Dog goes and gets it. Toys. Dog doesn't need permission to go get toy. There it is. Food. You leave food out. Dog goes to the food. You got your bed. Dog goes. You got another dog. Dog says, let's go play. Because we do it all day.
Dog door.
What?
Dog door.
Dog door. Yeah, you got a dog door.
Oh yeah, those kill me.
Oh yeah,
Dog just
I hate
out.
them.
Got a cat. Dog said, I'm gonna chase it. See that? So your value
Forgot
is
the
only
trash.
when the dog wants you to interact with the dog. But when the dog wants to go get, how about a knock on the door, right? Dog goes nuts. Dog goes nuts.
Or
Dog,
other people coming in.
or people coming in, right?
Dylan.
So all the people coming in, the dog goes out. So there's things the dog comes in for, but that dog's telling you to do stuff. Play with me, pet me, open the door for me, play with my toy, give me a treat. When the dog doesn't need you, it goes away from you. That's happening at home all day long. Because if the dog is awake, it's learning. It's learning how to take opportunities. So what you have to do is you have to be owner. The highest value in your dog's life. That means nothing without permission. And all you people that are going to go, well, you don't want me to ever pet my dog ever, and you don't want me. That's not what I'm saying. Use your brain. Stop using your emotions. You're selfish. So now, if the owner is more valuable, and the dog has to go through the owner to get to the outside circle with all these things there, then you're going to have a dog that's trained to go into you more by saying, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Permission, right? The other part that kills you, let's go back over to here again.
By the way, if you just do that, you can't have a reactive dog. It's impossible.
Well,
If the dog has to go through you for everything, it's. I mean, there's no way. The dog is like, what can I do this?
isn't the problem that the dog has already accomplished things before people try to incorporate that? So then the dog is just like, it's not taking you seriously when you try to say no.
Well, but it's worse than that. It's more insidious. It's like in the home, the dog. Like if you talk to Jen, she has a friend who has like a little.
Oh, she's the Havanese.
Havanese, yeah, and this dog's now correcting them.
Yeah, that's bad.
Right? Because of all the spoiling that goes on, and they don't think it's a problem. They think it's funny.
Right. They think it's just being cute.
Right. So that's awesome. But if that dog was 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds, someone's dead. Right?
Yep.
But that dog thinks, this is all mine. So when I go out on a leash and I want someone to back up, I want. When I go out on a leash and I see a cat, and I pull. Because it all starts at home. It all starts at home. What is the dog allowed to do? What's allowed will continue. Now, if you're reinforcing something at home and then you go out on a walk where you refuse to make corrections and you don't have obedience to speak of, he knows what it is being doing. That's gonna, now you're just being absolutely useless. And all you're doing is going, stop, or trying to grab the dog. And the dog is just getting more frustrated. You're adding more unclear barriers to what the dog wants.
Right.
So the big thing here is that it's the dog cannot have anything without permission. Well, we're in the world now where you give your dog everything.
Yeah.
And so why do we have reactive dogs? Is that when you yell or you don't follow through, hey, get away from that other dog, and they just stop, you're teaching that dog that you're full of shit. Get off that bed, dog. And he gets out and he goes over to the couch. You're full of shit. The dog is learning your area of influence, okay? Is shit. Meaning you'll say something about it, but you won't do something about it. So now you take that dog's learned this all at home, every day of its life. Now you go down the street with a leash on and it doesn't have access to get to where it wants. So now the dog's like, I want this, 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 I want this. Want. W-A-N-T. Want. You tell the dog it gets what it wants. The dog needs to obey. You have to teach that. If the dog is awake, it's learning. This is where it spends most of its time. You cater to it, and then you allow all these things. How the hell are you going to go out in the real world and get that dog to tune into you? Because your value is shot, and you're training, and you're telling the dog that you're full of shit. Does that make sense? Pretty simple when you look at it from the dog's point of view.
Where is that video?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, post it again.
Yeah. The deal is that there was no such thing as reactivity when I came up. That word appeared when the internet started to care about dog training. They have to label things. They have to label them. But sometimes a dog who's walking down the street who's just taught to want becomes what they call reactive because of the frustration. So it's not reactivity. It's frustration, spirit frustration. But we have to have snazzy names on things so we sound like we know what we're talking about, right? So we sound professional, like piloerection. There's two of the stupidest words I never want to hear again in my life. So we start to accept this nomenclature. We start to accept the symptoms of it because it's described. All that is a shitty relationship between the dog and the owner. If you're trying to fix reactivity, because if the dog has no respect for you, the dog has to respect something. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to correct the dog and tell it no, then the dog's going to correct you. And that turns into transfer. Don't fucking tell me what to do. I'm trying to get this. You told me I can get what I want. Now we're on a walk and the rules are different. No. And so